A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, Mid-Hudson It's Wednesday, February 14th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Sullivan County Head Start, which abruptly closed its doors a week ago, could be up and running soon. The Community Development Institute for Head Start, an organization that works with the federal government, the primary funding source for Head Start, steps in cases such as this when the operating agency shuts down. County Legislature Chairwoman Nadia Raj says there's a process that must be followed before it can be taken over.
I would like to see them open sooner rather than later. We did place most of our children in areas where they can be provided services, but there's nothing like being home in their own home base.
There has yet to be a public explanation as to why the local Head Start agency closed down. Monticello Mayor George Nicolatos and his trustee running mates Michael Banks and Carmen Rue hope to be back on the March 19th election ballot after their Democratic Party petitions were disqualified. The three are now running on the Monticello United ticket, having submitted some 190 signatures. They need only 75 valid signatures. Nicolatos is confident about making it back on the ballot and continuing to move the village forward.
We have developers who are looking to build high-rise apartments on Broadway at market rate, which shows you economically that we are succeeding here, that we have not just low-income or senior housing going in. We have all housing going in here across the board, which shows, I believe, an economic rise here in the village.
Nicolato says they would also expand recreational opportunities for children and continue to secure payment for water uses, like Walmart in the town of Thompson, which paid the village $170,000 a year. A Red Hook man is suing a grocery store over the ingredients contained in their store brand breakfast bars. The plaintiff is demanding more natural flavors in the cereal bars sold under the Hannaford grocery store label. The lawsuit was filed in Dutchess County Supreme Court. William Batchelor filed the lawsuit against Hannaford Brothers, claiming that he's entitled to compensation because, in the words of the suit, despite promoting blueberries and natural flavor, he says the taste of the blueberry fruit and grain cereal bars is from artificial flavoring. Dutchess County is prioritizing EMS ambulance coverage to address the growing problem of not having ambulances available to respond to calls for service. County Executive Sue Serino announced that county officials are planning a multifaceted approach to address gaps in EMS coverage to reduce the response time of ambulances responding to 911 calls.
Right now, the local town or village level, or they're funded through their property taxes. So we want to come up with a plan where we fill the holes, help fill the holes with providing some services, and that's why we put out the RFEI, which is the request for expressions of interest for different providers, and to see what we can do going forward, because we know that we are at that critical time where we need to fill these holes.
Currently, many municipalities and fire districts in Dutchess coordinate EMS service in their jurisdiction with volunteers. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
Noting the diversity of members of the Ulster County Legislature, new Chairman Peter Criswell last night set the tone for the lawmaking body during his address to colleagues. He said they have a number of key issues that must be addressed going forward.
As a legislature, we face many critical challenges, including finding long-term solutions to solid waste management, creating supportive and affordable housing, addressing mental health initiatives, shoring up aging infrastructure and sustainable fleet management practices, and examining salary equity within the county workforce.
Criswell said lawmakers also have opportunities, including building a critically needed government operations center in New Paltz, opening the Crisis Stabilization Center, and developing a workforce development center. The Ulster County Legislature last night set a March 19th date for a public hearing to modify the county's hotel and motel occupancy tax for the benefit of guests. The amendment would reduce the occupancy tax charged by large resort-type facilities on included meals and other charges. The proposed local law was sponsored by Joe Maloney, and fellow legislator Kathy Nolan expressed support for it.
I hope that we can get focused on the content of the law, which I think addresses a disparity in our many decades of taxation of the very largest all-inclusive venues in this county.
The total room tax currently charged is 4% per day. The football players in the NFL are not only the ones making money on Super Bowl Sunday. Pizza parlors also make a lot of dough as parties are held around the country with pizza, chicken wings, and 6-foot sandwiches. It was a big day for Mickey Hajdaraj, owner of Albella Restaurant in Monticello, who cooked twice the number of pizzas that he would normally cook on a Sunday.
Very, very good and helps a lot. That's the best thing actually happened. That's the biggest pizza day in all the pizza around, I would say, in the United States. It's a very, very good advertisement and very good help. It's a big boost.
Business was so good that Hajdaraj brought his family members in to lend a helping hand. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.